earlier we have done one letter to editor. Okay, so in letter to editor, you are remembering the complete format. Let us just revise in very short points. Okay, first of all, you are writing down, speak out, sender's address, then you are leaving line, then you are writing date, then you are leaving line, and city. Okay, then afterwards subject, and then sir, salutation. Coming up to that afterwards, body of letter, then introductory para. First of all, right, very good. Introductory para. You are disturbing others. What you want to ask me, please? You can make it afterwards, right? And let me remind you, those who haven't made the index, please make it, because the names are with me and I'll see in the next one. Okay, and moreover, cover your notebooks. Many notebooks are coming to me without cover. Just imagine when the thing is wrapped beautifully or it is presented well, how it looks, it appeals you. You cover yourself with your dress. Similarly, notebook also needs to be covered up. Okay, it will give a good look and an appealing look. Okay, it shows you that you are caring about your work. It also shows you that you are doing your work wholeheartedly. So next time I want to see a cover, those who haven't put covers on their notebooks, right? Saksham, quite. So then introductory para, in which you will introduce, they are like, for example, what lines we used to start through the very good, through the columns of your widely circulated and esteemed newspaper. I would like to draw the attention of the concerned authorities towards the problem of dash. Then afterwards you will write down main para. Okay, in main para what you write down? Okay, that how it is affecting the people. If you are writing a problem, then you are also giving suggestions. And after writing suggestions, okay, concluding para, how you write down the concluding para? Yes. Okay, I hope that you will publish my letter in your esteemed newspaper, or I hope that you will provide some room to my views in your, so that the concerned authorities. Okay, right, very good. Okay, fine. Then afterwards, yours truly, and then your name. Right, last boy, silence. I hope that you will give room to my views is absolutely right. It's fine. Agar likha hai, to there is no harm of writing it. If it is written, it's not. It doesn't mean that we are going to deduct marks. Why? You be quiet. Now write down the question, please. Write down the question for letter to editor. Write a letter to the editor write a letter to the editor. Yes, one more you have to write down. To the editor, highlighting write a letter to editor highlighting, increasing. Saksham, you will quite. Highlighting, increasing. Highlighting, increasing. Technological addiction. Technological addiction. Among you. Technological addiction among you. Now this letter we have to write down. So what this letter is about? This letter is about that people, they are now becoming technological addicted, because never a day is passed without looking at your mobile phone or getting, you can say, video games also, of course, right, it's also one part of this. So how you will write down this letter? Okay, so the format you will follow, I'm only discussing the main part of the. No need, you will write down it at home. Okay, I'm just going to discuss. Okay, you will write at home only, because you won't get enough time here to think. So first of all, through the esteemed column or columns of your widely circulated newspaper, I would like to draw the concern, or I would like to appeal. Okay, here it is, you are appealing. Okay, so you will add on this word in your subject also. Appeal to people, okay, for less use of technology, or appeal to be less technological addicted, right? So this is appeal. So it means that you will see in your letter the content or the subject of the letter, that what actually it is. Okay, so here you are going to appeal the concern, or to appeal the people to be less technologically addicted. Then main para, you will explain, sit down now. So the main para, in the main para, you will explain about that what happens actually. Okay, the people today, they have turned out to be technologically addicted. They have turned out to be technological heavy or information heavy. Information heavy means that they get every kind of information, whatever is required, okay, or whatever they got immediately at, you can say, immediately at their doorstep. Okay, they get all the information immediately. They are getting whatever they are wanting at the single click of a button. Whether it is preferred or not, all the content is displayed to them. Okay, for even simple type of calculations, they are dependent upon technological devices. Okay, for entertainment also. Okay, their entertainment part is, you can say it is constrained only to the screen, only to screen. For entertainment, they pay less attention to spend some time outside with their friends, but rather what they are doing. Why you have changed your seat? I think from this side it is more visible, right? Okay, and then they spend lot of time, number of hours in front of screen, which is of course affecting their health also. It is having, you can say, it is having much effect upon their health, leading to various kind of diseases, for example obesity, as well as other kind of diseases, right? So then what suggestions? Of course, that technology is the requirement of the day, and we can't help our lives out without technology. But actually, okay, yes, don't rely. Okay, try to use it in a wise manner, and whenever you can spare the time, you can have some time for outdoor activities also. Okay, so through this letter, I want to appeal the common people to make less use of technology, and to live and to adopt a healthy, as well as, you can say, a constructive lifestyle. And ultimately, concluding paragraph, I hope that you will give room to my views in your esteemed newspaper, yours truly, and then your name. So clear? Any doubt in the ideas of this letter? It's fine. Priyansh, you got? You will be able to write. Huh? Okay, no, write down only that content part. I'll see you after 10 minutes. What you will write down? Please write down. Start writing. No, he will write only Priyansh. Rough. Not you, no. You not now. You have done your work. Okay, fine. Now with the rest of the class, I'm going to start with the poem that is the Schoolboy. Okay, so Schoolboy poem I'm going to start. And this is, I'm going to share with you the screen. Here it is. Yes. So now open up your books with the chapter, The Summit Within. Open up your books with the chapter, The Summit Within. At the back of this chapter, next is the Schoolboy. At the end of that. Okay, the Schoolboy. Yes. So what this poem is all about, beta, don't get, last boy, sit at the edge of your desk, but don't go into his desk. Edge of the desk. Yes. Put book. Okay. Yes. Now you can share. Saksham, you have the book? Saksham, I'm asking you, have the book? Huh? No, today only. By all means. You have time till break. Yes? Afterwards, shop it there and then throw the tidbits there afterwards. Now, coming up to the poem, The Schoolboy. First of all, who is the poet of this poem? Famous poet is William Blake. Yes, the poem Schoolboy is written by the poet William Blake, and the poet, what he wants to try to explain through this poem. He wants to explain about the lack of freedom that a child never enjoys in the school. He feels that school is robbing him of his pleasure, of all his wonders. He is not enjoying his life. He is feeling stressed. He is feeling, you can say, under burden. He is feeling burdened up. Okay. And he is also feeling tired because of the regular routine of the school, because there is so much of discipline. If I want to speak about your experience, who will speak? Who will tell how you feel in school? Yes, who will tell? Girls and boys, yes. Who will speak? No one? What you feel in school, no one will speak. Yes. Huh? Alone? So many students are there. Why you are feeling alone? Okay. Yes, Khyati. Come here. Saksham, you stand up from there. You stand up. Go to next desk. Come here. Come here. Yes. Speak out.
Yes, going to school is good. It helps to maintain discipline among all the students. Sometimes we don't feel like coming to school, maybe because of overburden, but ultimately it's good. We know how to behave when we are in in front of all of the people, and we know how to talk to others, to our elders. Going to school is not bad for those who feel that going to school is a enjoy. So we must.
So thank you, Khyati. So it means that she's saying the same thing, that sometimes we feel overburdened. But ultimately, school is a place where you get all the values, from where you get education. It is important for imparting knowledge. And this you have very well witnessed. You have very well experienced it. Okay, at home, what kind of knowledge you are gaining? No, when you were at home, you were attending only online classes. There was difference. And there was difference. And this difference has forced you to come here again. Now you have come to know the actuality or the necessity of a school life. Okay. First of all, the one of the simplest thing that you learn is to be in discipline, to follow a particular routine. Right? It's like that. Follow a particular routine, then afterwards for your studies. At home, you are never sincere. You don't have any feeling of competition. You are not participating in any kind of, you can say, activities with that enthusiasm as when you are in class. Okay. So now suppose now chart making is going on in every class. Okay, students are participating in it. At home, you are least bothered what is going on. So ultimately, school is a place which provides or which develops the personality of a person. It is just because of the great institutions or studying in the great institutions that a person used to get habitual of the daily routine. And this ultimately discipline, dedication, perseverance, hard work, it turns out to be a part of one's daily routine. And this is what we are going to read in this poem. First of all, we will read it through the experience of a young boy, which the poet is saying. So let us read. The school boy in the poem is not a happy child. What makes him unhappy? Why does he compare himself to a bird that live in a cage or a plant that withers when it should blossom? So, all these things, what is given at the introductory para, that the child was not happy. We will see now in the very first passage that the child was not happy in school. Okay, why he was not happy? We will come to know after reading this poem. And then he has also made certain comparisons of himself with other things, with birds, with flower also. And why he is comparing himself with those things, this we are also going to read in this poem. So let us have a look over this poem. So first of all, I love to rise in a summer morn. Summer morn means morning. Write down, please. I love to rise in a summer morn when the birds sing on every tree. The poet is saying the boy means through the voice of a boy. Okay, what he's saying? The boy loves. Okay, the young boy, he's saying that I love to wake up early in the summer morning and I love to see the birds when they are singing on their trees. So what kind of atmosphere is prevalent in the morning? Chirping of the birds, sun rays falling, fresh sun rays, they are falling onto various things. And when one sees at the atmosphere, it provides freshness to one's mind and senses. So what he's saying, he's also saying the same thing, that he loved to rise in a summer morning and he loves to see the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman, huntsman means hunting, hunting man. You can say hunting man. Okay, huntsman, they winds his horn. Winds his horn means they have blowed up their horns also, that they are going on their hunting expedition. And the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company. And the skylark sings with me means skylark is a bird. Okay, he also produces various kinds of sounds, means he sings with the poet also. And the poet is saying it's of course really a very enjoyable company in the morning. So this first passage of the poem, what it is delivering the happy mood of the child. What it is delivering? Yes, he is delivering the happy child of the school boy. Okay, Write that he feels very happy at the time when he wakes up early in the morning. Okay, so if we see the rhyme scheme, the last word is morn. So write down A. Then second line, tree is B. Horn again A. Then me and company, it is BB. A, B, A, B, B. No, we can see tree and me and company. A, B, A and B, B. Right? So in paper, when you are going to get extract, sometimes this rhyme scheme is also asked. You know how to make it. No, it's A, B, A, B, B. Right? So next paragraph, but to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. So now the poet is in the second passage, he turns out to be unhappy. Why he turns unhappy? Because he said all this joy, it is robbed off, it is taken away when he has to go to school. It means that the child is not happy to go to school. It drives away all joy or all the happiness that existed. Under a cruel eye outworn. Cruel eye here refers to, it's a comparison to the discipline, to the teacher. Outworn means continuously looking at him. Okay, so cruel eye is a metaphor used here. It is compared to that of discipline of the teacher. So it is a metaphor. Which literary device it is? Metaphor. Because here it is a comparison, but is there the use of word like or as? No. There is no use of words like or as. So this is the example of metaphor. Like or as only in simile. Like or as where it is used in case of simile. So he is saying, oh, it drives all joy away. It takes away my all happiness under a cruel eye out one. Because of the strict discipline, because of the strict nature of my teacher, which is continuously looking at me. The little ones spend the day in singing, in sighing and dismay. And the little ones mean the small kids who are going to school. How they spend their time? They spend their time in sighing. Sigh means having deep breath. When you are not, oh, you say, right? Dismay means unhappiness, sadness. Saksham, write down the meaning. Deep, yes, sadness. Ultimately, sadness. And they spend their time in sadness, right? So, first of all, tell me any doubt in these lines? Clear to you all? So, formulate the rhyme scheme on your own and tell me. Young ones, young children. Dismay, sadness, sign, feeling of again sadness. हम कहते हैं ना like, oh no, when it will be over. This is a feeling of sign. Right? So formulate the rhyme scheme. Formulate the rhyme scheme. Yes. What others say? Right, absolutely right. It is A, B, A, B, B. Saksham, you got to know कैसे बनाई rhyme scheme? कैसे बनाई? See here. Now let me tell you. See. अब देखो यहाँ पे. See here. Last word क्या है? Mourn, A. अवे ये कर रहा है आपस में राइम नहीं कर रहा ना इसलिए इसको लिख लिया बी. अब आउट वॉन के साथ कर रहा है ना ये ए था तो ये भी ए हो गया. अब ये डे किसके साथ राइम कर रहा है? अवे के साथ, तो ये बी था ये भी बी हो गया. और डिस्मे इसके साथ ये बी है तो ये भी बी. ए बी बी. राइट? क्लियर नाउ? सो थर्ड पैसेज. Then at times I droopy sit. Drooping means is having your shoulders lower in a relaxing or uninteresting way. Sometimes he said, in a drooping way, I sit and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bar. Bar means shade. Here, learning bar again is a metaphor. Learning bar means when the complete, you can say, branches of the tree, which is providing shade, it is called as bar. Okay, so here learning bar represents any school. Okay, what it write down in your books. What it represents school. Okay, worn through with the dreary shore. Dreary shore again sadness. Shore means knowledge. Okay, the poet is saying, then at times I sat in an uninteresting way and spent many an anxious hour and spent many hours in the school. Anxious which are otherwise exciting. But he said, I don't get any kind of happiness. I don't get any kind of delight or happiness even in my books also. Right? Nor sit in learning's bar, or I never want to sit in the school and worn through with the dairy shore and the type of knowledge, the type of education I get in the school, I'm tired of that. Okay, I will continue with this paragraph tomorrow also, right? Sadness. Okay, so that's all for today, and tomorrow we will continue further with this passage also.